Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Coding with Mr. Hernandez. So in this webinar, we're going to discuss options that you can have your children work on at home to get into coding and to do some enrichment, or if they really want to go further, they can even take my class, which is game programming or intro to programming here at Humble Middle School. But anyway, right off the bat, I'm going to start with code.org. Code.org is really the first place you want to go to for everything coding. It has everything from kindergarten level all the way up to high school and even beyond. So on the code.org page, as you can see here, Learn at Home, Students Explore courses. This is for teachers, if some of you are teachers and want to see what there is. I will have my students come here and go to Learn, and then grades 6 through 12, where they will have Learning at their own pace, the Express course. You can actually click on looking for it. This is AP course. This is actually a lot of information. They've changed a bit of this because the Express course used to be immediately clickable at the top. So now I'm actually looking for the link, which that's a game lab. Oh, here we go. They've made it into a cool link. Look at that. They did move it around. So here we go, Express Course 2020. Every year they have a new Express course, so every year they change it up. But as you can see here, they have, this is their warm-ups. You'll go through a dance party, and this is using block programming. So just very quickly to go in and take a look at it. You have, provide your age below, so I'm an old man, but choose the type of dancer here. So we'll say, okay, we'll make a new cat, and it's just drag and drop basically. And then when you hit run, nobody tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. So there it goes. Congratulations, you completed puzzle 2, and then it'll move you on to the next one. And there's videos in between that I'm not playing, but as you can see, it'll start with this warm-up, and then it gets more and more complicated as it goes on. It's a scaffolding thing, so as they complete each activity, this is the warm-up, then it goes into sequencing, loops, conditionals, functions, variables, for loops, sprites, and then of course there's a project where the kids can make something on code.org. And this is actually probably the best resource for a beginner coding situation where students have never done it before and they really want to learn all the aspects. And with block programming, it's really giving them a great understanding of how all of these things work. Like for instance, for if then loops, if then else loops, all the different kinds of like nested loops in a maze. It's like a fun game that enables them to really get a handle of the different coding concepts. Then from there, if I go back actually to the main page and go to an hour of code, these are just fun activities. So here's the dance party that I was just in, but as you can see, AI, they can make apps. This is Minecraft, Star Wars, Frozen, then there's sports for the kids who are more into NBA and stuff like that, Flappy Bird, and these are all games that once the kids have completed, they can then play the game. So it's actually really fun. So this is, for an enrichment scenario where I would have like my own daughters, I'll send them here and say, play with this. And I've had my 7-year-old do the dance party. I've had my 11-year-old, she had a great time making the Flappy Bird and then playing Flappy Bird. I have my students in the beginning of the year do the simple encryption so they can get an understanding of what encryption is like. There's also, in that lesson, there's talk of cybersecurity and things of that nature, so they can get an understanding of what encryption is and what security actually looks like over the web. So, like I said, code.org is the first place that I would go. Now, 9 times out of 10, when I talk to people about coding, they've already seen code.org because everybody uses code.org. It's super popular. So then I will take you to the second one, which is Scratch. Now, Scratch is a little bit more advanced because versus code.org, like I just showed you, has a lot of resources and teaches you along the way. You have things that are specifically for all the grade levels, so you can start off at kindergarten and go all the way up to 12th grade. And like I just showed you in the Express course, each lesson builds upon each other. In Scratch, there isn't any real lessons. If you want to learn about Scratch, they do have, for parents, if I click over here, how does it work, learning, okay, so there's a little bit of learning here, and there are resources, and you have your community where you can talk, but for the most part, you're not going to have actual lessons inside of Scratch showing you how to use Scratch. Most of it, like if you want to know about Scratch, you can go to YouTube. There are plenty of YouTube videos that are showing you how to use Scratch, but I'll just give you a real basic rundown. You would click the join Scratch button and then you would create your username and password. It's completely free. It doesn't cost anything, but I've already got my own, which has been a hot minute since I've used it. So let's see if I remember my password. Ha ha ha. Nope. Let's try this one. I don't remember it. So hold on. I'm not even sure this is the, let me see. Nope, that wasn't it. So I know it was definitely that email. Okay, so reset has been sent. And in order for me not to stop my video here, I'm going to just check it on my phone. Okay, so now I'll sign in. Okay, so if I go to my profile, actually I'll just go to my stuff. Yeah, last modified 2015, so it's been a hot minute since I've been here. But to create really quickly, this also uses block programming. So honestly, what I would have my child do is start in code.org and get an understanding of block programming, and then they can come over here and really get into it. You have, your little Scratch cat, and just this is what's called a sprite. So as you can see here, I have what's called it's called a sprite. But if I come over here, I could choose a different sprite. So they have tons of sprites, and I mean, it's really involved, the things that you can do with Scratch. But you would change, you could select any sprite that you want. So I can, pick the sun, and now it changes it. Well, actually, it doesn't change it. I delete that, and then I make it the sun. You have your motion, so this is moving, whatever your sprite is, a certain amount. Then you have, now control is actually where you're going to start. So you want events when clicked. So when the green flag, which is up here, is clicked, then it'll do something. So, very simply, when I click on the green flag, my son moves over 10 steps, and you can increase this to even more, and then it moves a lot more. And that's super basic, of course, but you can also, have him say something, change think. I mean, there's so much that can be done. As you can see, there are lots of different encoders to move this around. You do have tutorials here. So there are, getting started, animate a name, imagine a world, make music, create a story. So there are some tutorials within Scratch, but they're not, it's not like code.org where it's teaching you step by step. This is, getting started is going to be, exactly how to create this thing. Versus if you want to make a name, you want to imagine a world, etc., as opposed to code.org where it's more of a game that you're playing. This is something that you're making. So, you would actually be creating this story here, but then you can change it for something else that you want. So if I go back to the main page, the coolest thing that I like about Scratch, and honestly probably the most fun, is when you go to the Explore page. These are all of the projects that have been created by other users, and there are so many of these that it gets out of control. You can hit load more and it'll just give you so many. Like, you can scroll for days doing this. But one of the cool parts about this, and probably the most fun that I have with Scratch, is you can search. So let's say I go Mario. You can find, like the classic Mario Brothers game. And so the cool thing is that this has been made by this person, by Will Wham, okay? But now let's say I want to use this game and make it my own. I want to make a Hernandez Brothers, right? I can click Remix, and now it has saved this project in my folder, and all of this code is now mine, and all of these sprites I can change and make it my own game. So as you can see here, you can get really, 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 really involved with Scratch, and there's a lot that you can do. This is, if I just play this, so I'm pretty sure if I hit this, he's got a cool intro that comes in, and I can even make this full screen so you can see it, and I'm moving my guy. And this is Mario playing it. I will admit that just my keyboard. But as you can see, you can change my jump power, so I guess I can jump really ridiculous. Yeah, you can jump way more than Mario ever would able to jump in the original game. You can change his speed, so now I'm moving ridiculous speed. Yeah, I wish that was possible in real Mario. But anyway, I'm gonna hit the stop button, and like I said, you can really edit this. You can go to town. There's a lot in Scratch that you can do, and really, for your intermediate to advanced, I would say Scratch is great. I mean, I could probably spend, I don't know how long going over this and really explaining how to do it. If we just go to my stuff. I made a very simple animation back in the day. You know, if anybody knows Dragon Ball Z, this is what I created. And this was all using Photoshop, so all I did was change colors of hair and added effects around them. And then, you know, you put it in. So if we look inside, you know, this is very simple code. I didn't go crazy, as you can see. It's really just the one code. There are different sprites that will show up on the screen. And then looking at it, yeah, Vegeta 3, Vegeta 4. So there's different sprites that are coming on the screen to make the colors different. But really it was just a change of the images to accomplish that goal. But anyway, so I'm going to hit stop on that. Now, I would have to say, if I go back to, I'm going to leave this. Then you have these ideas. Okay, what will you create? Choose a tutorial, getting started. This is probably where you want to start if you've never used Scratch before. So this way you can, you know, definitely getting started, trying that, and then you can get a crazy amount of ideas about what you would want to create, and there's no limit. And the coolest part is, when I was a kid, there was nothing like this. When I wanted to make video games, I had to wait all the way until I got to high school when they had Visual Basic, and then we were able to make tic-tac-toe with Visual Basic. And then in college with C++, I was able to make my first real platform. I made a rendition of
Mr. Hernandez?
Sorry for the interruption. So like I was saying, in college, then I was able to make my first rendition of Legend of Zelda, and it was a really choppy version, but you know, we did it in C++. It was pretty cool. We only really made the first level, but I mean, it was done, and that was when I was 19, 20. So kids today, to be able to make a full-on Mario Brothers in Scratch at, you know, middle school age, that's amazing. Which at that, you know, to which I'll add, the next piece that I would say is the Unity Unreal Engine. I have played with this myself, and this is phenomenal because when COVID happened back in March, Unity, knowing that everybody was home, had really jumped on the bandwagon of getting the free, getting free stuff out to people and allowing them to really play with what they're doing. This is super advanced, I would say, because this is real. This is Unity is the game engine that is used by big name games today. I can, you know, let's just take a look at the games, because the list goes on and on. Angry Birds was made with Unity. So many games are made with Unity. Let me take a look. They don't have a full-on list. I mean, I can go to YouTube and really show you all the things that can be done with it, but then I'd just be showing you YouTube, and there's no point in you just coming here to watch me to go on YouTube. But here's what I'd say: if your student is done with Code.org, done with Scratch, they've heard these things, or you're interested and you start them off on these things, and then they, you know, master it and they want to go to the next level, get them on Unity, because they can start making a real game today, and they'll learn so much. First, you have your community, blogs of other people who use Unity, forums, people who will just answer their questions as teachers like me who are on here. So just to throw this one out there, because this is the big one, I would immediately get on this. Okay. So plans and pricing, as you can see, there's money here because this is a major coding engine. But you can go to individual right now, and here they are. The student gets it for free. Latest version of the core Unity development platform, 5 seats of Unity Teams Advanced, and real-time cloud diagnostics. Okay, students enrolled in an accredited educational institute of legal age to consent to the collection and processing of their personal information. So, age 13 in the U.S. So that is middle school kids that are able to do this right now. Then, of course, you have a personal account. So if you parents are interested, revenue or funding less than 100K in the last 12 months. So there, unfortunately, the personal plan is limited because they don't want you to, develop a full-on game for free. But you can definitely get started. Okay, so if you, as a student sign up, you'll get access. Okay, you have to get GitHub, you have to authorize it. There is a period of time that you'll have to wait for them to clear you. A student can send in their Humble ISD identification, their student ID as proof that they are a student here at Humble. I have used this as a teacher, and I have gotten the full version of Unity on my computer. So I highly recommend this. Like if you have a kid at home who wants to get into gaming, don't wait. Tell them get on Unity right now. There's nothing holding them back. This is, this is the level at which I would go. I would go code.org first. Once they've completed everything in code.org, okay, show me what you can do with Scratch. Once they've shown you that they've handled Scratch and it's not a big deal for them, bam, right into Unity. And that's, beginner, intermediate, and then super advanced. And then right here, this is the real deal. They make a game here, they can actually, just scrolling down, build the skills you need for a career in AR, virtual reality games, and more. There is no limit to what you can do if you start learning Unity. This is why I recommend any gamer who wants to make their games to go. Any student who wants to learn how to do game programming and become a developer later on, this is where I would go. The resources available to them for building in Unity, YouTube, and like I said, the community here. I would actually start with the community. Well, YouTube probably first for your tutorials and understanding how to use Unity and what to do. But after that, once you know that, and it's like, okay, how do I make my reality come to, my dream come to reality? Right here, the forums, bam, is where I would go right away. And I don't know if it'll come up on the school. It did. Excellent. See that? Even on a school network, it lets you come up. And what do you want to know? 2D, audio, video, graphics, AI, platforms, time. There's so much information. This could be school all by itself. Scripting with C. Okay. Like I'm looking at these things like, oh, I'm interested. Right here, just as a teacher. So, not to just keep droning on and on. I just wanted to put a couple things out there for people who are interested in learning these things and getting to know, what do I do, or how do I get started, or where do I go? This is how you get started. This is where you go. If you have any other questions beyond that, feel free to contact me here at HMS. You can email me directly. My email is actually, you know what? Oh, I can't type it up on the thing. I can type it in my browser. AXHERNAN @humbleisd.net. Okay? And there's my mailbox. So that'll show up on the thing. There's my email, direct email. If you have any questions, you want to know more, whatever, go ahead and shoot me an email and I'll get back to you. I hope this was informative, and I hope that we get some awesome games out of this. All right, y'all have a good weekend.